screen, show the screen. Hide. And welcome to Marshall Minute, episode 36. And tonight we have, besides my lovely co host, our guest tonight is none other than Nick Marvelous Merchant. And we're going to talk to him tonight about his martial arts journey, not just FMA, but everything he's been kind of doing. And in addition to that, kind of his rap music, and does that help his martial arts journey? So we're going to find that all out. So if you're watching, tell us where you're watching from. Smash that like button before. Renee, always a pleasure. How is life in Renee's world right now?
Well, besides just getting a phone call from work, everything is great.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I
Yeah.
really am. So, okay, I'm looking forward to this. All right, without further ado, here he is. Hey there.
What's up, fellas?
So, hey, Nick, I got to ask you a question because this is starting to bother me. You know, I told you that a couple times, called me country. Am I a country guinea?
You are a country guinea, Dean.
That's okay. I guess I'm just going to have to accept that, right?
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, somebody's got to stomp the grapes and collect the olives. You know what I mean?
So, I'm country. So there's no way I'm Bronx, Brooklyn, or I don't have that walk. I mean, like I can't pass.
No, I'll say this: you definitely don't have to walk.
I definitely, yeah. So I'm country.
Yeah, but you Connecticut guineas are a different breed, and I appreciate that. You guys run the industrial ports of like Bridgeport and Stratford and what have you. Just
What about the
your own different.
Euros?
So
So what about the Euros then?
Euros now.
Well, so when I went to Italy this summer, I'm like, oh, I'm going back to my roots and stuff, and I don't want to say it was disappointing, but I realized I'm not as Italian as I thought I was. Like the Italians in Italy are a different breed. Like there were some things I looked at and I was like, oh wow, that is cultural. Now I understand why I do what I do. But then there was like a lot of things where I was like, nope, I'm my own different entity. So it was kind of cool to see, where I came from. But it was also like a reminder of just how American I am, and that Italian Americans are a different breed amongst themselves.
So where
Very much.
did you go? Like Southern Italy, Naples, below?
No, we went all around. We went to Rome, then we went to the Amalfi Coast. Then we went to actually we were in Pompeii for a day, and then we went up to Florence, and then went to Venice.
Because you go Naples below. This is just my opinion. I just think that's where you see more of the cultural. I think above Rome and above like Milan, Venice, I think it's gotten not just the tourists, but just more trendy in there. I think the old world is still kind of below Naples
No,
now.
I have to disagree. I think the North is where it's at.
Really?
Well, yeah, that's where my family's from.
Oh my! Oh, you got nothing about. He's got. I thought he was going to come out with this incredible findings or facts, and oh my gosh, we got
Well,
Brent
I mean,
watching.
interestingly enough, I'm not. My family's not from any of the big cities. We're from a small town on the East Coast called GC.
Yeah,
So,
we're some small town south of Rome by Naples and all that, but
so I got
interesting.
some country Guinea in me, Dean.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah,
that small town was known for its musicians and rappers, I believe it wasn't.
it is now.
Yeah, the old
so um, yeah, I'm gonna get to all this stuff. I definitely want to touch upon your rap stuff. Renee will always have interesting questions for you too. But I guess for the folks that are watching, and again, not just being FMA centric, like what was your first martial art? Like, where'd you start? Was it Krav Maga? I mean, what'd you do?
I mean, I always wanted to take martial arts. I just never had the discipline. Um, at one point in college, I bought a Shaolin Chin Na book, and I would try to train in my backyard. I would try to recreate some of the training stuff from kung fu movies. Very, very famously in my family, from Master Killer, there's a scene where they walk with the buckets and knives tied under their arms so they don't drop them. Yeah, I stabbed myself in the side. That
Well,
wasn't.
that's a typical Southern Italian thing right there.
Yeah, that wasn't the smartest thing I did. But
Renee, I
in
swear to God, if you
college,
don't stop doing that, Renee, I'm gonna put you in the.
What happened?
What? What are you talking about?
I'm on both sides of this argument.
uh,
See what I gotta deal with, Nick? It's never a dull moment.
no, like I said, he's General Zod in Superman 2. He's trapped in the prison cell, man.
You know, they say that stick fighting can create some sort of brain injuries and stuff, but
I so I've heard.
so,
But yeah, when I
okay,
went
so
to
you were doing something about General Zod. What were you saying?
oh, is it no? So I went to college. They would offer like stuff at the rec center, and it kind of started my journey as like a dojo bum, where I would just like kind of hang out, learn something, and if I used it in a street fight, I was like, cool, and I never went back. Um, Honestly, it was like after I got married, I was probably about 300 pounds, and
What?
yeah, I was a big boy. And
I just can't see you be. I can't even see that.
oh, you go back on my Facebook feed long enough, man, you'll see it.
All
But
right, what to do tonight? Go back
yeah,
on Nick's Facebook
so
and post pictures. No.
I saw the Ip Man movie, and I don't know, it just had this spark. Like I was like, 'cause I love Donnie Yen, and I always thought Wing Chun was pretty cool. So it kind of sparked me to like take martial arts seriously for once in my life, and it was probably about like 31, 32. Um, and I looked around in the area. There was a Wing Chun school. They never called me back, but I saw Krav Maga and I saw what that was. And you know, I'm not gonna knock the place because it's where I worked for a couple of years, but like they're very big on tracking down students. Like if you visit their website, like they have like the trackers,
Oh, for market,
you
like
know,
really trying
and
to grow and yeah.
yeah, within 12 hours of me like just showing interest, I got a phone call, and but I went there and I enjoyed it, and I think the the lack of true forms and just that need for aggression was really good for me to get into it and take it seriously. Um, but there was one time when we were training, and there was a Muay Thai guys that were upstairs in the gym, and they came down to spar the Krav Maga guys,
Mm.
and I got rocked, and I knew then I was like I don't know what I think I know. So then I started doing Krav Maga and Muay Thai hand in hand, and eventually I just wanted to train Muay Thai and was teaching Krav Maga. But if it wasn't for Krav Maga, I probably wouldn't have taken martial arts seriously, and I wouldn't have gotten into instructing it and stuff like that. And kind of a little bittersweet. Darren Levine, the founder of Krav Maga Worldwide, I got to meet him a few times and train with him some seminars. He just passed away recently. A lot of people could say what they want about the guy.
Mm.
Krav Maga became a business and this and that, but the man believed in what he believed in, and I've been on the receiving end of his punches and blocks, and I will tell you now, there's no bullshit behind them, and he was who he was, man, and he can't help the organization around him because
Yeah, 100.
it's a lot of Los Angeles suits out there, with their thumbs in the pies, but
No, I mean, obviously, he had to be doing something right. I mean, gosh, the guy, look what he created. I
yeah.
mean, worldwide. I mean, so we got a couple questions in just so I don't, just to back up just a bit to all of you. Thoughts and opinions on Italian knife style knife work, Seth. Seth, all I can tell you is the Sicilian stuff and what I've seen. I can't really speak much on it. I'm not that thorough in it, but some of the stuff I've seen with Danilo Rossi and stuff, I think it's kind of slick with the razor and stuff like that. But really, again, never took lessons, so that's really all I know.
Yeah, man. I think from what I looked at it, I saw some of the Sicilian stuff. Read up on it, saw some videos, very fencing like, but it's it's very Italian where they're like, the knife is behind their back and they're popping shit and they're
They're
stepping out the way and they're
stylistic.
stabbing.
Oh yeah,
I
especially
mean,
Danilo Ross. I mean, yeah.
there's a
Yeah,
certain
when he
element to it.
grabs the pizza dough and throws it up in the air as a
You like
distraction,
that? Is that what you
you
like?
know, it's like the shimmer. It's the Italian shimmer. I find that really interesting.
So the
Really interesting.
Italian,
Well,
so
this
it'd
that
be
might
kind
be
of
the
like,
northern Italian shimmer. The southern Italian shimmer is with the slicer.
yeah.
Yeah. Or that necklace that has the peppercorn thing on it, right?
There we go.
We got another question in, and then we'll get back on track with your journey. Okay. So Francisco's asking for Glenn. So we're already suspect, Francisco. But at any rate, Mr. Glenn Asobi wants to know if WPM can be found in Filipino dance.
No.
If you got the moves.
You got the moves. I don't think Glenn has the moves.
Well, I mean, if you're talking Filipino, and I'm gonna warn everybody tonight, like 2026, I have no patience in the martial arts world. So if I offend anybody, I'm gonna just say this: I don't give a shit. Um, I mean, I
Well,
don't
I
think.
guess I'm not needed tonight.
I
I
would
think he
say,
accidentally. I don't know if that was intentional, but he'll be back.
yeah,
He's
um,
just
is what I don't think WPM can go into Filipino dance because a lot of the so-called deadly systems are just dancing around for 30 minutes before they pick up a stick.
But I tell you, there's something to that though, where they say like, oh, a lot of the moves were hiding in the Filipino dance and this and that, but the Spanish worked with the Filipinos. Who you think fed the the settlers going over and the conquistadors going over to the New World? I mean, so they had to be working together. So this whole thing of hiding and not working together, and they were colonized, but there had to been a mutual working, network.
No, well, my wife, who's Filipino and Filipina, I should say, and for any of you guys out there, I did it backwards. I married a Filipina first, then got into Filipino martial arts. All right, so I'm not like some of these white bread dudes who gotta get that trophy wife, to
Uh,
really have their legit.
Annoying.
You know who you are. I'm calling y'all out. I'm not gonna say names, but
These two.
if I offend you, um, she would
Wait,
show
that
me
was the
some of the
biggest
traditional
coincidence ever.
dances.
That,
That
like,
was
I
actually,
honestly didn't touch anything. It just kicked me right off. I could see you
dude, that
guys,
was perfectly
but
timed. So my wife would show me traditional dances, and one of them was the titting clink. And I'm probably killing how it's pronounced because I always joke to
I'm
call it
sorry,
the titting
Nick. Is
clink.
that the one you're jumping in and out, kind of?
Yeah, yeah, and
Okay.
it's footwork. It's footwork,
Yeah, you can't deny
And
that.
then there was another thing that they do where they move and then they clack a stick or something like that, and it's she said they would do it with fans, but I was like, no, that's Largo Mano, that's Cinco Terros you're doing, you know. So
Really?
some of it is culturally embedded. Maybe
I
it's not Cinco Terros. I'm pretty sure there's one of you nerds out there who are like, oh, no, that is not the correct form that he's using.
sorry,
the post.
are you talking about all the Spanish dances that we taught different cultures?
Hmm?
No.
Sorry, because they all
Yeah,
seem to have Spanish names, which is weird. But anyways, go
yeah,
ahead.
Well,
but anyway.
Filipinos adopted a lot of the Spanish language. So, like, when I hear them talk, I understand like one third of what's being said. If they're
Yeah,
speaking
well,
Tagalog.
a lot of my friends, their grandparents only spoke Spanish,
Hmm.
so to them. So, but anyways, go ahead. Tell us more about the Spanish stuff
So
that we did.
Krav Maga. So Krav Maga gave you a foundation, kind of made you more disciplined, taking it
Hmm.
seriously. And
Dropped 70 pounds.
so there's some
um,
health, okay, benefits, obviously.
yeah.
Okay.
No, but I really just moved over into Muay Thai. I like that a lot. I had a lot of great dudes that I were training with. 914 fight team, and you know, we all supported each other and stuff like that. And it was just like a real brotherhood. And I love sparring with those guys because we would spar so heavy, like people would come up. They're like, "Are you mad at each other?" And I'm like, "No, that's just how we throw." Um, but I had an injury to my knee. I tore my meniscus, and it kind of hit me that at some point I'm not going to be throwing roundhouse kicks to the head or knees to the chest. And I started kind of like just coming across FMA videos and what's his name, Sonny Mayo.
Sonny Mayo.
Sonny Mayo, who I love dearly. If you're in Queens, man, train with Sonny Mayo's crew, man. They are amazing. The Alpha Dose Paris group. He was a friend of the guy I worked for, Steve Sohn, and he had come through, and I just saw it, and I was like, wow. And he saw the look in my eye. He saw I caught the bug, and he put me on to a few of the documentaries. One of them was Bladed Hand, and I forgot what the other one was. It was the one that had Grandmaster Val Pableo in it as the bad guy, which was great because I actually trained with him. And like I just saw like footage. I want to say it was Tatang Illustrissimo just in his suit hanging out, and he wasn't teaching people. You paid him to spar, and that's how you learned. And he was just like whooping the shit out of people, like
Oh, the great one.
And I was like, that. I think it's Tatang. Again, I'm probably not correct. One of you FMA nerds can easily correct it in the
sounds like it based on
in
your
the chat.
description.
But I was like, yo, I would like to do that in my old age because I'm not going to be able to throw overhand rights and land them and stuff like that. True story. Even before all this, my father had beef with his neighbor down in Florida, and I went to.
Looks like he hit the magic button too. Did you influence him in any way? Did you send over?
No, honestly, I just think it's funny that that this is actually kind of happening.
Usually,
it's
hitting a button or something that just. But I'm assuming he'll be back soon since he got to end here. He is. All right. Okay.
So, Dean, what I realize is you can't just kick people off when you don't like the story.
I'm trying. It's something
like,
I'm working on.
Oh, that's really interesting.
I'm working.
Just about to get interested.
No, tell me more about Italy.
Yeah. So, all right. So I was in Florida with my dad, right? So you know where this story's going because it's based in Florida. Sorry, Ryan. I know you're on the call. So they got into it. I tried to break it up. My father clocks him. I'm pushing the guy away. Me and the guy start going at it. And my father goes to throw a cross, and his hip gave out. Because he was old. And he took it to the ground. And I wound up having to deal with the situation, 6 cop cars and a court appearance later and everything like that. But that always stuck with me because my father, tough fucking guy, man, but age catches up with you. And that's what I really thought. That's like I always kept that in mind. So I wanted to do something with FMA and have like a force multiplier, if you will. And the way I saw, like I said, Tatang like just moving like effortlessly. And then, and as I'd watch a lot of these older guys as I got into FMA and how it's not even advanced techniques, it's advanced basics, where they're just doing the very simple shit
just so
well.
efficiently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look at Angel Cabale's videos, and it's not like he's doing anything fancy. He's just really efficient, and he's just got the right technique at the right time. He's just got.
That's just it. They're
but
not just their
guys.
physical.
That comes with time as well, though, right? Like if you remember the first time you threw an angle one, and especially in a stick fight, compared to the way you throw it now.
Yeah,
you're going to be a lot cleaner, a lot more efficient, and a lot deadlier with it. You go from the Harry Potter like strike to the you rock your hips into it. I'll say that from Kabir Kabong when that angle one strike just flies in, and I'm not gasping for air or anything, but I know my entire body weight's behind it. So I think a lot of the stuff has to come with experience. And I'll go to the trades. When I see the first, I'll see you later, man. So when I
Oh my God, what is going on tonight? It's got to be something on his end because obviously you're not zoning out. Oh, he's back. Nick, is it just something?
And that's the secret how to hit somebody. Anyways, Nick, go ahead and tell us what you were about to say.
I still heard you.
Oh, damn. No, but I was gonna say, like, even in the trades, right? When you have a guy coming in swinging a hammer for the first time, like they'll go home, they're like their arms are all swollen and they can't move, and you see a guy's been doing it for 20 years,
Yeah.
they could do that all day and hit harder.
Just like
But
illustration.
I think also, sorry to cut you off, but I'm gonna cut you off anyways.
Thank you.
It's just moving, you know, like I know what you mean about your dad and stuff like that. I know a lot of guys who did a lot of training when they're younger, then they stop and then they do something like pick up a rock or something, and you know, then they have a hip replacement. Like a rolling stone doesn't gather moss, right? Like and I'll say that with all the injuries I've had. Um, I think if I ever stopped training or moving around, I know I'd be done.
Yeah. I think the realest thing said to me was from my buddy Adam Collery. He owns a gym over here in Westchester, and he saw me moving around a little stiffly, and he goes, "When you get to our age," he goes, "sleep hurts." He goes, "Moving around is what it you know." He's like, "When you wake up in the morning, it's the worst, you know, and it's by the end of the day, you're usually all, you know, synovial fluids and stuff like that." And I agree, man. Like, I'm always picking up something every day. I don't necessarily believe in off days unless I have something I got to do. Like, even if it's 10, 15 minutes, I'm still going through something, you
Oh
know?
shit! You know what? Actually, since we're talking about it, just to backtrack, yeah, shout out to Sonny. Like when I was teaching that seminar in New York, he really took care of everything. Like
Oh yeah.
he like catered the seminar, like which I thought was pretty crazy. So a super
Mm.
cool guy.
No, man, he's one of my favorite people in the martial arts world. Um, he's one of my rabbis. He's like somebody who I could go to for counseling, right? So I have a few, like, you know, I'm under, you know, GM Vincent right now, but like, you know, I could go to certain guys within Serrata, like Carlito Von Hog. I can go to Jeff Finder. I can go
Again.
to what's it called, Ron Saturno, even to Frankie Riamis, and I have those guys who can advise me. And Sonny Mayo's a great guy, man. He
If you ever need advice on, you know, being angry and hating on martial arts in general, you just talk to me, man.
I
I got a
think
good
between
hate
you
on.
and Foxhound, I'm covered.
Oh my God. Uh, um, but okay, interesting. So okay, let's segue into, I guess, and then we're gonna get into the knife stuff and then your rap stuff and all that. But how'd you get involved with, of all the potential martial arts or Filipino martial arts that you could have chosen? How did you segue into Cabales?
So one of the guys I worked with uh, at the Krav Maga school, he was a bully piece of shit. And when somebody left the gym and I was still friends with him, he just got
Very
all,
cool, David.
pardon the expression, he got all bitchy, you know. And we were invited to train at Sonny's, and he got upset with me and he left me hanging. And I was like, all right, fine, you know, you want to do that, you know, go fuck yourself. I'm gonna find my FMA elsewhere. Now, my wife at the time, not my wife at the time, but at the time, my wife's family lived in Vallejo, so I knew there was a lot of FMA out there. And you know, I tracked down some people, and two guys got back to me. One of them was this guy who wanted me to join his gym for a month, and the other one was Jeff Finder. I knew nothing about Jeff outside of his webpage, and he was charging me $60 for 2 hours. And I was like, you know what? If I go there and it's bullshit, I'll leave. You know,
But 60
I could
bucks.
stand to lose $60. Well, you know what? Halfway through, I was just, me and him just connected, and we just, you know, understood what was going on. And the way he was showing Serrata to me, like halfway through the lesson, I was like, yo, you free tomorrow? Um, I have a saying in Serrata, you don't choose Serrata, it chooses you. And what I mean by that is, and it's why, like, when anybody wants to learn Serrata from me, I never charge for the first lesson, because I want you to kind of get what it's about. And by the end of the first lesson, you'll either really want to come back or you'll never want to talk to me again. Like, you know, never train with me with Serrata again.
So would you
And
say it's a case of Ross Serrata?
yes.
I
But
don't know how you come up with the stuff off the cuff. I just don't. It's like,
but
it still
I think
amazes me.
It's called a
look,
brain injury.
Sign me up.
that But I think what really stuck with me with Serrata is it is formalized. You know, you have the forms, you have the counters, but I think in the DNA of the system, it is more Filipino American martial arts than Filipino martial arts. And what I mean by that
Interesting.
is it's got a Stockton attitude to it. And when I went out to Stockton for the first time, like, I was kind of nervous because you hear all the stories and I'm like, oh, this is like the Bronx of the West Coast. So like it clicked with me.
I fit right in.
Yeah, I was like, oh, these, it's so there's a certain, like, I guess it's like attitude or personality or spirit to it that just clicked with me, man. Where I enjoy doing things like Dose Paris. I've done Valinta Walk. I've done a bunch of other, stuff just to see what it was about. But like when I did Serrata, it was just like, no, this is your system. You're done. You're in.
Well, you know what? I mean, really fortunate for you because like I had to go through a few systems and a few instructors, and it was a road well traveled because it really honed me in. And when I did finally find what I was looking for, I had to go through those steps. But luckily for you, you just kind of found it. Like,
Well,
seems
it's
like
whatever
quicker,
will be, right?
you know.
Yes. Yeah, but
'Cause-
Renee,
so
Renee, I swear, we're gonna have
Can't get this.
we're gonna
Can't
have
get the
another
song.
basement.
I can't get the song out of my head right now. So
don't walk away, Renee.
it's,
You know that
Oh,
song, by
man.
the way? My uncle wrote that song. He was one of the writers on "Don't Walk Away, Renee."
Are you
no way.
serious?
Yeah. So
I
whenever I
love
see
that.
Renee on
Oh
like
my
Facebook,
god, I
I'm like,
love that song.
"Don't walk away,
So for the
Renee."
four tops?
No, well, he was a songwriter. He wasn't in the Four Tops.
No, I know that, but he wrote it for them,
No, he wrote it for another group first, and the
and
Four
then the
Tops.
four tops picked it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that song. Oh,
Anthony Sansoni, my cousin, uncle, whatever. I don't know.
wow, that's neat.
But that
But
song is about a woman, though, isn't it?
yes, but still, you know,
Definitely not about a crazy guy that lives in Ontario, Canada. I can
yes.
assure you that. Okay.
No. But so one of the
That's
things
too
I learned
bad.
really quickly though was, in Serrata, even though it was my system and I loved it, there's a lot of dicks in this system. I reached out like to a lot of very naively, like, hey, I'm Nick, I'm from New York, I'm trying to establish Serrata, blah blah, very early, and I tried to track down all the masters that I could, and only two got back to me. And I couldn't track down Grandmaster Vince at the time, and it was Ron Saturno and it was Carlito Bonjoc. And
Who's
those two
an awesome
guys,
guy.
yeah, and I loved them to death. And they were like, anything you need, that's cool. And then when I started gaining some traction, that's when some of the scumbags started coming out. There's this one guy. He trained Jeff for a while, but then Angel Cabales had to untrain Jeff because he trained him wrong. And he was trying to get me to come out there, and when I wasn't doing what he wanted, suddenly he was trying to call my shit into question. Then there's another big name because I wouldn't bow down to him and his fucking crew.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
They hate me. Oh, he knows who he is. He knows who he is. And
I thought we
couldn't
had
give
that
a
behind us now.
no, I don't know. No, listen.
No, you and I. Oh, never mind.
Oh, no. I suffer from Italian Alzheimer's. I forget everything but my grudges.
So
So these were the dicks you're reaching out to?
At first, I don't necessarily reach for dicks too often, but when I do,
well, when I do,
no, but I didn't know that until they started coming out of the woodwork. And, some of these guys were like, well, if you don't go this, if you're not doing what I said,
oh my
and you
Lord.
turn your back on your teachers. And I'm like, fuck is that? Where, like I said, I trained with Jeff, I trained with Carlito, I trained with Ron. Not one of them ever told me, like, don't train with the other guy. They wanted me to get exposed.
No,
And then,
that's just insecurity and trying to monopolize.
Honestly, this sounds like so much of the 80s and 90s BS that I went through. It's like I would train with somebody, like I would train with a JKD group, and they're like, if you train with those guys, you can't train with us. I'd be like, catch you guys later.
listen,
See you
I
around.
can see that going
See you
over really
around.
well with you.
Oh yeah. Or
I didn't do it.
to his point, one of the things like in 2026, I've had it with martial artists. Like
It can
just
be
in
exhausting
general.
and it can jade you.
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
years of FMA
There are so
discussion.
many tool buckets on FMA discussion page, and I feel bad because you got to sift through that stuff.
Oh, but you know what
There's
though?
so
My
many. There are
tolerance
so many
is,
hard-ons
yeah.
where they think who they are.
I
Or
know, man.
this and that, blah 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 blah. You know what? Come to the South Bronx, whip your sticks out, and see what happens. You
No,
know,
I
go
know.
to go to Third Ave and Hunts Point, right, and start running your mouth about how deadly you are, and see how quickly the boys from the ball court run through you, and have you working them corners, making that money.
I know. No, you know what it is. You know the reason why I started Marshall Meta. One, I wanted to help Renee out. No,
It really helped my image. Thank you, Dean.
it's just FMA discussion was just getting so exhausting, and the
Oh,
fun of it was slowly evaporating. And to I had to reincarnate myself, or I just had to stop with everything.
Well,
no, a lot of you guys on
if I may
FMA
for a
discussion.
second, like first of all, I have to sift through a lot of those videos because for some reason I was made admin on that page. But you know what? I'll say this: in every art I've ever trained, I kind of see that this weird kind of
Thank you,
like
Jay.
thing where
Noted.
people just want to crash into and talk about how badass they are. It happened with
Caballero.
JKD, and you know, and I studied JKD for 20 years,
I swear, tornado.
and it got to the point where whenever I see a JKD post, I have to like just remove it because I know I'm gonna get pissed off just reading it. It's like we are the masters of JKD and we are the masters of
Yeah.
that. And this is what Bruce Lee, you know, when Bruce Lee had a bowel movement, he would use three
Oh
fingers to wipe
God.
his. And it's like,
Yeah, the nut huggers. Bruce Lee had 3 pubes on his
Yeah,
left hip.
what's sad about
I
that
picked
is
all 7 of mine.
what's getting lost in translation and what was, it's so funny, not to digress here, but Burton came out with this program, and Burton's programs are excellent. I can
sorry,
that
Burton.
Richardson.
Oh yeah, I know that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. And
I've heard of
he's
him.
already kind of got a few flack because everybody's saying, "Oh, you just want to be the poster boy and all this." And Burton adds sparring to everything you do. You can't pass Burton's programs without sparring. But if you look at the majority of JKD community, they're all stuck in reference point and just accumulation of more and more information. And it can't even functionalize, generally speaking.
My favorite is when they do a move and they stop mid move and turn to the crowd and say, "See that? See what
So
I
if I
just
was
did there?"
here and I
It's
stopped
like
and look,
no, but the one thing I'll say about Burton is that he puts things in practice and he does things in real time.
100. Yep.
Wait, quick before I make a point. Mike Raymond asking about JC Caballero was really good. I had the pleasure to meet him and talk Serrata with him. He's definitely not one of the dicks in Serrata.
Oh,
He's actually good.
so
But yeah, now FA discussion. A lot of you guys are sucking the joy out of it, man. And you know what? It's like I scroll through and I only get alerts from like people I know, and it's just like the comments and stuff. And it's like I look you up, and you don't fight, right? And it's like you got all this, not what like at least something, right? If you're gonna be somebody who just trains forms and practices and hits a bag, yo, cool, good for you. But when you start talking about like how big and bad you are and what's deadly and what doesn't work,
mm,
no, just
no,
stop,
I know.
man.
Believe me, I
And then
see
you
it
get
every day.
flooded with those videos, those bullshit ass promo videos that are made by like these companies that are hot takes and virals and stuff like that. And it's like, come on, man. Like, yo,
Wait. Are you saying that FMA is not better than BJJ?
Oh my
I mean,
god!
that it's all clickbait, man, And it's like,
But
oh,
that's it
let me
though.
tell
But
you
they get
something.
the
You know what?
views.
No,
I
don't
know.
tell me something. Facebook needs a thumb down button, bro, man, so I could change the algorithm because like that shit, like it floods the feed, and I have not seen one of those videos where I was like, oh shit, like my perspective has changed, and it's like, yo, this is like a fucking cash grab you're going for, like.
What's the worst? I tell you what's the worst as of lately coming in. And matter of fact, a few people left because I made a post. And what's the worst is what these people think they're going to do empty hand against knife with all this stuff. But they don't delineate like, oh, hey guys, we're just doing the art. We're not saying this work. If they did that, man, great. Honesty, integrity, right? But what they're doing is they're pushing it off like this is what you should do, and I'm telling you, people are going to get freaking killed. It's just it's horrible. So I made this post bringing I say, hey, does anybody do anything pressure testing against empty hand against knife anymore? Does anybody do it? And a few people left because I was indirectly just because. But much to your point, a lot of what's been coming in as of late, they're not breaking the rules. It's like, but it's been crap. Yeah.
You know what? Good. Most of y'all should leave FMA discussion. Like, get out. Like, you're just a bunch of wet towels. Like, seriously, like, you give everything a bad name, and then the only positive post is like, oh, did you see that new Disney Raya movie? She had a Chris in her there, and did you see Dune? It looks like you're doing bikini jersey. Oh my God, get a fucking life.
Oh
Sorry,
my
which
lord.
I missed that. Which
And
Disney
I'm
movie
not
should I be
knocking
watching?
bikini tertia, but like when people see like FMA, it's like, Jesus
I
Christ, get a
know.
Frederick the
It's
Hollywood
terrible.
catalog in a quiet
No,
But you
place.
know what? That's why we're
actually, you know
selling the
what?
seller,
Like,
and always
there's
will be
nothing
in the
wrong
seller.
with knocking an art. Like, there really isn't.
No,
If
I'm
if
knocking art, but
and I do it all the time, and I studied Bikini for a long, long time. I just think it's crazy the stuff that's happening now, where all of a sudden we have 200 Tuhans, right? And
Used to be
everybody
20
everybody
years.
has a different faction of Bikini. And what I thought was even funnier was going back a couple of years where I clowned on a guy who became a Tuhan after a year, and the guy was like saying that they should have me killed. Like this guy, but this actually happened, and I was like, this is actually pretty crazy. And the crazy part too is that you have people out there that follow that kind of nonsense.
yeah,
Like
no.
if you and I as Dodd brothers, if one of our elders called us up and said, "I want you to go take care of that guy," I'd be like, "Why are you calling me?" It's like, go do it yourself
Yeah.
if there's a problem with somebody, right? But again, luckily we're not at the stage where that kind of nonsense happens. At least no one's called me to say we have a problem with somebody, unless
Getting
I'm the
crazy.
problem. But I don't know about that. Anyways, it's
No.
just that.
But see, but I listen, and coming from where I'm in Serrata, I don't knock other people's system. I'll have my thoughts and my feelings about it and stuff like that. But I will openly knock other Serrata stuff. And it's not me from playing on a high horse, but sometimes it's like, yo, what you did is wrong. What you did, oh yeah, Carlito, come on, man. You're like
I
the
think
one
he
person
is.
who like Carlito's like that one uncle when he catches you doing wild shit and he comes up to you and goes, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "Nothing." That's Carlito to me.
Uh,
Well, hey, listen. I guess I remember when you were knocking those Filipino dudes, those big dudes that were making fun of that gal who was doing that
that's a good
drill.
question, Seth.
But when I looked at that video the first time, I had no clue what was going on there. So I'm not trying to crap on her.
No.
If there was more context behind that video, maybe people wouldn't have goofed on it as much, right?
Well, I mean, if you
That's what
follow
it
the
is. It's
page, you kind of see what.
context. You hit the nail on the head. They're not putting in the post, hey guys, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They're not spelling it out. I think that would save a lot. You're right. And
No,
then you
I
keep
and
doing
I
that.
agree. But my
I'm
thing is,
hiding. I'm hiding. This is great. I can go from here to hiding behind the logo.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
No, but those meatballs, and I got some pushback from that because my whole thing is this is like I don't believe in punching down for comedy, and supposedly that was
Oh,
supposed
I
to
do.
be funny. I didn't find it funny, and if you are a meatball that's at risk of diabetes and who probably gets out of breath stepping from the street to the curb, you shouldn't be making fun of anybody for stuff like that. That's
Hey, man,
like
there's a dude in the States, and sorry, I'm cutting you off as well, but I'm not really sorry. There's a
all
dude
right.
in the States who is an FMA instructor, and I don't really have to say his name because the second I say something that people gonna know. Hey, let's just say he's very large, and he talks to people about how he's stick fighter and six bar and everything else.
Know the
The only
guy.
thing that guy's fighting is diabetes, right? And what cracks me up is I made a comment about him one day because I just had enough of the stuff that I was seeing. After a while, I kind of tend to lose my patience with people. And some people that we don't know sent me a message saying, "Oh, you're body shaming that guy." And like my reply was, "Listen, I guess you're right, but if that fat ass is your friend, tell him to lose some weight and stop making videos about how bad he is." Same thing with these guys that you had in the Philippines who definitely, they've been hitting the buffet.
And they're not martial artists at the very least. And it's interesting you bring that guy up. He's somebody who annoys me because when he first came out and he was doing his thing and he was just like, he was kind of like humble and stuff. And I felt bad people were clowning him for being big. And I kind of like jumped in the comments. I'm like, yo, just leave him be, man. At least he's doing something. And then fast forward a few years and I see what the social influencer he's become. And I actually met him in person.
Oh,
And I am not a fan. I am not a fan
I
because
am
So he
on the
was.
show.
Wait. So he's not a ton of fun.
You know what it comes across, and
But
some
hold
people
on,
say
did he
this.
did he weigh in on anything you said or no?
Jesus.
you know what? I will just say this, man. I didn't like the way that there was like an attitude that he was coming around like he
There's
thought
an
who the fuck he
arrogance.
was. I saw how he was treating some of his students and like just how he was talking about people. I don't know if he was trying to impress me and the guy I was with, or he's really just like a conniving piece of shit.
The story going around.
Oh
that
wait, so
there's
we're not talking about
arrogance.
Nick Papadakis, are we?
No, but Nick Papadakis, when I broke my ankle, I love Nick, I love Pappy Dog. You'll laugh because this is true. He called me up to check on me, and he's like, "All right, man, listen, take care, and hey, don't get fat." I was like, "Thanks, Pappy."
All right, let's hear before we digress any further. But yeah, I know you're talking about, and the word arrogance has come up a few times.
Oh, Tony, that's awesome. Yeah, he is well rounded in his teaching.
You guys are wrong.
Oh my God, we gotta stop. All right, how did you? So okay, FMA doing that. What made you interested to look at the time? It wasn't WPM. It was Piper System under one Lloyd Zhang. What made you like interested in checking it out?
A few things. A few things. Number one, I don't always talk about this as much, but like growing up, like the box cutter was my weapon of choice. So I was very aware of blades. I love when people say you can't get stabbed with a box cutter. My forearm would disagree because I had to pull one out of it.
My forearm would argue that.
Yeah, and the way the guy did it is he hit it behind a punch, and I covered, and everything broke up. My friend freaked out, and he looked at my arm, and there was a box cutter sticking out of it. Not very common, but that does happen. But like, I was always well aware of what knives were capable of doing. But I stayed away from a lot of it because I think most knife groups are just fucking cults. You might as well just be listening to heavy metal records backwards in the fucking
It does
basement.
bring out uniqueness, huh?
No, but WPM, Piper, much like Serrata, reminded me a lot of like street stuff I've seen. And I know I've talked about like, what I've seen growing up with like 52 blocks and what I kind of saw in Piper. And when I saw it incorporated with a knife, I was like, Jesus, I would not want to go against that. And the reason I got into wanting to study it was to deconstruct it, to kind of just know how to
Mm,
how to counteract it or
that was my
deal with it.
initial.
So when was the first time that you and Lloyd chewed the fat?
It was
Me
in
and Lloyd, it was during COVID when Dean kind of had him on like on a show, and then I went to like a Piper online thing, and
I thought the Piper Online thing was before I brought him on the show.
no, I didn't talk with him on the show about that. But when you did the Piper Online thing, and then you started taking people under, and then Lloyd checked us out one day, and that's when he and I were talking.
Yes. So what happened was, right. Matter of fact, you were my first and longest tenured student. Nick, for folks who are watching, is such a huge asset to the system. He is.
Wow, that's real. That's a real dog.
That's my
awesome.
dog.
Oh, look at that.
Awesome.
Okay.
I don't have a little dick, so I don't have to get a pit bull.
Those folks that are watching. But Nick is the longest tenured
Weird, because
student.
Dean has a Great Dane.
He's got Clifford.
He's got two of them. What does that mean?
You can't make this stuff up. You can't.
No, I'm just busting.
Anyway, so yeah, so Nick has been around the longest, senior instructor, knows the history, knows the transitions better than anybody.
I don't know
So
about. I'm just a guy who likes to train. I'm not one of those self-proclaimed martial art nerds, where it's like, oh, this. I just like to train. I just like to do it. I like to fight.
you,
Oh, he's a
Jay.
cutie boy. Look a good boy. Um, and the same thing with Piper. And I think what spoke to me about Piper was just how street it is. And for a fact, like I get on guys in the Piper group where they're like, oh, the one position is going to the diaphragm, and the five is going to the subclavian, and the four is going to the. And I had to tell them, I'm like, if you think a bunch of criminal gangs are sitting around
Oh,
in an alley in Cape Town or sitting in a prison poring over medical books and like trying to find that, you're a fucking idiot. They were just like this. Hey, I stabbed a guy right here. And he went down pretty quickly. Yeah, I stabbed a guy here. He went
well,
down quick.
Lloyd
Oh, okay,
said,
that's where I'm going to stab a guy now.
No, Joseph, no. It's the other side of the neck.
Yes.
so Lloyd said it. Literally at
I
cookouts.
I
Yeah.
disagree, sir.
Yeah, I mean, literally, Lloyd would say at cookouts, they would share their stories, and from that
Yeah.
sharing of stories, what you would call a codification, if you would, started to, right? I don't know. But, so
And
what do
I
you think
that
about,
that's
what's that?
that's one of the things that kind of that gets me about it with a lot of knife systems is that like I almost have to have a medical degree. And Steve Sachs, Defender Dog, says you want to know how hard it is to defend a knife. He's like, take a 5-year-old,
I know.
give them a red marker,
Yeah.
right? Get them hopped up on sugar, and tell them that they have to mark as many people as they can with this motion.
For more
He goes, and
candy.
you put them in a room of 100 martial artists, and he goes, and they guarantee, like almost all of them will have a red mark on them.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
You know,
Very,
I
very.
I always find it funny because again, I was part of Piper for about 30 seconds before I got kicked out. Um, I always found it funny when they started doing the whole like talking in tongues and secret cards and this message and that message. And I'm sitting around, I'm like, all right, like at that time I was in my 40s and I'm like, I don't, gang days and all that stuff or anything I used to do, like even when I was hanging out as a kid, all that stuff's over. I don't need that crucible to relive some sort of lost childhood. And what I
Brilliant.
found is everybody kept talking about, oh, you see this like $700 knife I just bought? Yeah, if someone ever does anything to me. And it's like, I've seen guys get messed up with broken pop cans. Like I've literally seen guys take a can, break it apart, and go to town on people.
it's
And
Damascus steel with the caribou handle, crafted by a
Uh,
shaman in the jungle. Yeah, you stab somebody with it. Now you got to get rid of it.
yeah, you got to throw it away now, right?
or the best is, and again, I kind of laugh at some of the guys because they'll have videos and they literally say on the video, this is how you take someone out. This is how you kill somebody. It's like, all right, cool. So now something happens to you and you go to court and someone finds that video.
That's why we're so strict on like
Oh
who
my god!
posts and what they post because man, my name is not getting dragged because some knucklehead is who shouldn't be posting at all, right? I know.
Listen, this speaks to Sonny Mayo. I very early on, I posted a video doing something with the kukri, and I was explaining what I was doing. And Sonny Mayo pulled me aside like a week later when I was at his gym, and he's like, "Hey Nick," he goes, "I saw that video you did with the kukri." I was like, "Yeah, that's good, right?" And he's like, "So what happens if some scumbag sees that and did exactly what you did, and then they get into court and they go, 'Oh, Nick Merchant showed that,'"
Mm,
and without telling me, he was telling me, and I was like, "Message received." And from that point on, I don't teach any blade work. I may put a demo of something, but I never ever explain anything about blade work. I do it in a way that if you're a martial artist or you're in my system, you know what it is exactly I'm doing, and you'd be able to like kind of pick up from there. But if you're like just a tourist coming through, it's like the fat guys who hang out at fucking Buffalo Wild Wings and watch UFC and they think they could do fucking rear naked chokes. Rear naked choke, bro.
No, it's like the guys who buy a Harley and just drive to the coffee shop and meet there and then drive back home. It's like, I'm in a gang.
No, Glenn, you should not. Yeah, this is why when I post, it's in a group where I know who's in there and it's private, so I know who's seeing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As
Yeah, and
opposed,
some of those videos, they're getting a bit spicy, Dean. You should calm that down.
I'm
That last
trying.
one you were dancing really freaked me out, to be honest with you.
You didn't like that one?
Yeah, you're flexible, but it scared the hell out of me.
All right,
And you should have the not suitable for work
I'll try
thing
to
on
tone
that.
it down. Okay. I thought of all people you would have appreciated it, but apparently
Well,
not.
not during lunch. I'm trying to gain a little bit of weight back. So,
So, what else about Piper, Nick? Can you? I mean, we're coming on Monday night, but just as far as the interview, like what have you seen? Any benefits that have complemented your other training?
Um. Yeah. Like some of my empty hand stuff. I move more unorthodox. With my serrata, I think it's kind of helped me improve my angulation
Hmm.
and shifting and stuff like that. I also think it makes me unpredictable. Interesting enough, like I'm not trying to harp on it. It's old news, but when I was in the WECAF championship, I actually did a hollow out move. You know, during the competition, the guy went for the three, and I hollowed out, and I came back. And that was definitely Piper at the time. It just helps me look at my movement differently. And I respect the blade a lot more, so much that when I do teach Piper, particularly in person, I don't teach it knife. I teach it, uh, like palm stick, basically.
Or the flat, like
Because
the other
I don't
way?
I don't want to be a knife cult, man. I see you guys, juggling double knives and oh look at me and I got my funny ironic hipster hat and I just came from fucking Seattle's best and here's my set movement and I don't want to be that guy. I don't. The if anything I've learned, like I used to think martial arts was you like if you became an instructor of martial arts, you go one or two ways. You become just the old crazy fun guy like Daniel Inosanto, or you become the fucking bully. And I've realized there's a third option, and that's where I'm leaning to. I'm gonna be a fucking hermit. Like some of these guys who don't want to train with anybody, like I get it. Because the martial arts world's full of fucking assholes.
No, it's
hey,
exhausting.
listen, and I'll say this for me. I came out of being a hermit when I decided to follow the whole Dog Brothers, that path. And then about 10 years after it, I just, Dog Brothers are they're my brothers and sisters. Like I love them to death. But as far as training with people, I'm exceptionally selective with who I train with, who I teach, because I've been screwed over by so many people already. And like, you know, and who I invite into my training space, like the infamous basement. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm very selective about who takes those steps with me. And I have no problems 5 minutes after meeting you or a half an hour after training with you, look at you and saying, get out.
No, listen, Renee, I'm 200% with you because, like, I and a lot of things changed because like in October of last year, the school I was working at closed down. Like my buddy closed it up and he moved away, and then I lost the program where I was teaching, so I had a lot of time to be introspective and stuff. And it's like, there was somebody who put out one of those hot take social influencer videos for FMA where they were like, I got a gym and I got this. Hey, fuck your gym, fuck your 500 members. You're a McDojo. Like I'm glad that I lost the things that I had because now I'm back to teaching in the parks. I'm back to teaching in my garage. I'm really selective about who I have. I'm not a business. And that's the thing too. People look at it as like, oh, you're in the service industry. No, I'm in the privilege industry. And this is why I agree with you, Renee, because if you train with me, I'm determining whether or not you have that privilege to learn what I've learned. And if I
Mm.
don't think you deserve that privilege, deuces, bitches. Go
Yeah.
home.
Well, that's the thing is, and I've mentioned this before on many casts, especially 355, that
I was waiting for that to be brought up.
I, I travel the world to learn. It was an obsession I had for a long time. And then now you don't really have to, you can go wherever you want. So I'm very selective about, again, going back to the selection. When I was actually teaching at a school, and again, I've said the story before, I had someone tell me that they weren't going to come to the class anymore, and I thought they were moving or something. And they're like, "Oh no, I just find what you do too aggressive." And they'd already been training with me for 6 months at that point. And I was like, why wait till the end of class? And I just said, just grab your shit and get the fuck out. And then the owner of the gym's like, "Oh, you can't say to the people." And I was like, "Yes, I can. Okay, I don't do this for a living,
Yeah.
you know. And
That's the
if I don't,
beauty when you don't do it for a living. You can dictate when, where, how, who, right?
Well, that's why I think it's kind of like, and I understand that, like, with people who have schools and gyms, you got bills you got to pay. You've made that, like, your main source of income. I'm not. So I'm gonna be that selective where and Renee, I've had guys in class where I didn't like what they did with a knife, and I'm like, yo, get the fuck off my mat and don't come back. And they're looking at the owner, and the owner's like, he told you to go, peace, you got to go, and
Especially with knife. You know what I
oh
mean? There's
God,
such a
nah.
responsibility with that, Like we conduct ourselves in WPM, screening and all that. You just can't just take everybody when it comes to knife. My opinion, I think you really got to screen and do your due diligence and who you're teaching, right? You know, I
Again,
had to,
like
you
if I taught at a knife seminar once, and it was like 4 different instructors talk about different stuff about knives and whatnot. And the funny thing is, like everybody was teaching these, like I'm going to kill you moves. And the only thing I taught was try to take the knife out of your pocket and touch the person with it.
valuable skill, right? Yeah.
And it's like in the middle of a conversation or when another person's trying to do it to you. Actually, I just saw that. Hey, Ming, I just saw that you joined. So hello, first of all, and I want to talk to you about this. One of our dog brothers from France. I need an interpreter for that. I was wondering if you might be available for that for a podcast.
Yes, GMA. So, all right. So WPM there. Let's segue into so you're a Canada dog now. Am I correct?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you
So
were full.
next.
No, no, no. I'm not full. I'm not full.
Why are we talking to this guy, Dean?
I'm just a hanger-oner, man.
Dean.
It's not working. It's malfunctioning.
No. Yeah.
Mint said yes.
But that was a tough step to get to, man. So I'm proud I made it that far. So we'll just see where it goes. As long as I can keep swinging the stick and moving, I'm gonna keep fighting and see what happens.
What's your candidate name again?
Serrata Hound.
Serrata Hound.
We'll have to change that to Case Serrata. Case Serrata.
Hey, Serrata.
This is why we can't have nice things, Growling.
Hey, I'm doing that. Matt Berry just messaged me a couple weeks ago. I get back to him, but I'm doing another beat the crap out of cancer. So I hope you can come, Nick.
Yeah. As long as I'm around, I'm
I'd
there.
love to.
Yeah,
Have you.
and Dean said he doesn't care who is who. He'll fight anybody, like anytime. No mask, no gloves, like no pants. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh
Especially
my
no pants. Nah, I love
Yeah.
beating the crap out of cancer. I got staples in my head.
So
fun
let's get
time.
into the rap. I mean, I'm interested in hearing about this and if there's any tie or correlation to your martial arts training.
Oh, so funny enough, man, I got into rapping way back. I'm talking like 84 because I was
That's
a
early.
fat kid and I couldn't break dance. I was too fat to break dance. That's gonna be the name of my next album. But I was quick with my words. So to hang out with the guys who were breakdancing and playing the music, I learned like MC and rap, you know, so that I could hang out with them.
84, that's
And
early. Wow.
yeah. I actually still have like the first verse I ever wrote seriously on a piece of paper in my office. It's terrible. It's trash. But I loved writing, and at one point, like I really thought that would be a career move for me. Like I thought it was possible. And I go through the history. There was like a couple of labels that I was talking with.
Mm.
Just never fell through. You know, it just never went through. Got blackballed because of some artists that are still out there, you know, because they didn't want another white MC there.
Oh,
But I honed my craft, and I'm gonna say this: this was pre Eminem, right? Because
yeah.
like you know, to the point where if you were a white rapper, white MC, they call Vanilla Ice, and you know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too keen on that. Put my hands on you, but you had to be twice as good to get half the respect.
Oh, I'm
And one
sure.
of the things that I did, and this is going to lead into the fighting and martial arts in a second, is I was really notorious for being a battle MC. Now there were guys who would say raps and they would kind of. I was off the top of the head. Like I would go for 10 minutes and I would just pick you apart and I would destroy you and I would work to send you in fucking tears and I would just go all off nothing. Oh, I have this line I'm going to remember here. I was a
So it's
freestyle
all
monster.
improv? Improv?
All improv, all
That's
improv.
awesome. Wow. Okay.
There were
Okay.
there were certain guys who wouldn't want to be in the cipher with me, because like they were just like, nah, that guy's kind of he's a little too crazy, you know, like he's gonna say some shit, um, and I think like what that does for me is that because I had to always think on my feet,
Hmm.
I think that helps me a lot out in my martial arts training, in that when I'm processing something I'm doing and I'm looking at it and I'm turning it over and I'm not just looking at it as, well, my instructor said to do this and then do this and do this and do this. I start like thinking of this whole scenarios as to how this is going to come into play or what it could be useful for. And you know, you want to translate that into fighting and sparring. You know, I'm not a guy who you're going to hit me and I'm going to sit there and be like, well, oh, I hope you don't hit me again. You know, one of the best compliments I got was from another dog, a full dog, where he says, "You're such a pain in the ass in the pocket." You know, when you're clenched up, he goes,
Mhm.
because you're constantly moving, and he goes, and I give you a problem, and he goes, and you're already around it and giving me another problem, and he goes, and you're so
I think that's
decisive.
a WPM. Maybe?
And
No?
well, you see, now that also is another thing with WPM, because that speaks to my street sensibilities when I want to strut, you know, grab my jock.
You do have that natural strut. I'm the country. I don't have it. You know.
You know. But
Hey, can I back up a bit? I want to back
yeah,
up. I don't know if you can speak on this frankly. I'm sure you don't want, obviously you're not going to name names, but why do you think, okay, so I understand because you're white and the time frame, they weren't going to look at you seriously and yada, yada. But why do you think it is though that Eminem did it? Was it because of the later generate change, later years, a little more
I
accepting?
think it's partially that. You know what? I will say this: the early Eminem stuff, like where he was like underground and just getting started, like he was amazing. Now he's just a narcissistic, you know, recovering
Mm.
addict.
So what was his
Um,
year? Like when did he come about? What was it like? What was it, like 90s, late 90s?
I first started hearing about Eminem, I want to say 97, 98.
So late 90s. Okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah. He started. I started hearing about the trailer park white kid from Detroit, and he was another one who I respect. Like he would freestyle. Like I just don't like what he's become, but it's not my it's not my journey. It's his. If he can look
Mm.
himself in the mirror, hey, good for you. I'm not buying your records. But the other thing that Eminem did is that he surrounded himself with nothing but black dudes from Detroit. And he'll say, "Oh, that was," but that's a lot of things that there's a very politically incorrect term I'm going to say, but it was, you know, it's from the '90s where some white kids would try so hard to be down, they called it Down syndrome, where like they had to be the only white kid that was down.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was kind of like a play on words. It wasn't an attack on people with Down syndrome. My
Yeah,
heart goes
yeah,
out.
no, I get you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Please don't cancel me
No,
over that.
no, anybody's rational here is going to know what you mean. Yeah.
No. But I'm just saying, you know. But
Yeah,
And
no,
that
Nick can
yeah.
be reached at the following email
yeah.
address at
No, but and you know what it is too. It's interesting because I see that in like martial arts where these, and I joked about it in the beginning where it's like, oh, I've now got the Punang Suru Heart title, and now I must get my bride from Cebu, and
And 10 Filipinos gave it to me, and this, so
yeah, or I'm a master of Japanese jiu-jitsu, so here's my wife Aikiko, and it's like,
The blood of 100 Spaniards is on this knife I was given.
oh my gosh. That's interesting though. So you agree, like as time went on, a little more flexible as far as letting who do this, a little more, I should say, like tolerant, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Before we
people.
go there, though, I'll say this: before Vanilla Ice sold out, which he said he did, he opened up for Public Enemy, which I thought was pretty crazy.
He did. But you had a lot of white rappers who were coming up even before that. Like if you even go back to the Beastie Boys, um,
Dean
Third
Franco.
Base,
Boys.
there was a lot of guys coming up. Harvey Waldbanger from Jersey. A lot of people forget about that. Everlast before he was with House of Pain, he was down with the Rhyme Syndicate, and I'm talking about late '80s with
Really?
Ice-T and Divine Styler, man. So like he's been around.
Beastie
Um,
Boys, I mean.
I want to talk about Mike Raymond says, can we get a rap demo? I'm through with the freestyle days, Mike, but you can go to Spotify, YouTube, anywhere we can get digital music. And if you look up Nick Marv, you'll find my solo album. And if you find my solo album, you'll find my group's album, Rolling Stallones.
Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stallones. Actually, speaking of the new Rolling Stallones album, I'm just going to shamelessly plug.
Sure.
I have written a verse which may be the first official FMA diss track.
Oh, let's hear it. If you can. It's up to you.
No, it's still in the mixing stages.
Oh, you're saying okay, okay.
Yeah, like it's written, recorded, but like we're mixing it down and stuff like that. But
Okay.
I went hard, and he knows who I'm talking about. And
All of you. Somebody's saying our screens are frozen, but I'm moving. I could see you guys moving.
I see you moving.
Huh?
Sure, hold on,
General
let me
Zod,
see.
flip your screen.
Are we still frozen, guys?
Ah!
Oh my god. So Guru Jay's got on his playlist. Nice.
Yeah, my man, my king. What's up, Jay?
He's a good guy.
That's my dog right there. I love.
I know. I gotta meet him.
He's such a good dude. He comes out to New York. We kick it. Some dudes you just meet and you just like.
Yeah,
he's one of the guys that tell him we need more guys like you in FMA, right? We need more guys like him, Alvin Albano, Carlito Bonner. We don't need any more Renee Cocolos.
Frozen.
We don't need any more me. We don't need any more Fox Sounds. Dean, you're somebody who's very kind and tolerant. That like I think that we're frozen again.
I don't know what's going on because I'm clearly all right, guys. If we're frozen up, but you're still hearing us, am I correct in that?
Can you still hear us?
I'm just jumping on to see if they're actually frozen.
Warrior.
Oh, pictures frozen.
Hearing everything, but pictures frozen.
Maybe y'all guys should pay your internet bills, man. Step up to that.
I don't
that
know.
1 gigabyte.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go on there right now. I'm looking at my Facebook, but just to see.
Tony, Warrior in the Garden. And if you got a sharp ear, I drop a lot of martial arts, particularly FMA references in a lot of my stuff.
Let me just see. Why am I not? You gotta be kidding me here.
But yeah, listen, so they could hear us. I'm just going to keep talking. I don't care.
You know
we need
what?
more guys like those dudes, though. We need more like Deans. We need more Jays. We need more Alvins. We need more Carlitos. And
We are frozen.
Just as you know, Nikolazar. We need more guys like him.
Can you guys see this?
We are frozen. Yeah. Now I can't make heads or tails. Why I'm
I got
seeing you
frozen
guys
as I'm
move.
spinning around.
Let me just see something. I don't know if this is going to do anything. Here, can you guys just hold 1 second?
I'm holding.
Holding. All right, I'm going to.
And Nick, just put your head right beside mine just for a second like that. There we go. Hold on. Just stay there.
Oh, my God.
See if this works. Yeah.
All right. I'm just afraid to. Let me just do here. I'm going to leave, and I just want to see something. Since I'm the host, let me just. You guys hang tight. I'm going to try something.
All right.
Still frozen.
Dean left.
Dean's doing the prayer hands.
It's like when the teacher leaves the classroom. Oh, he's back.
Oh, there's Matt. Yeah,
Guys, are we still frozen?
yeah, we are. You want to kick off and then come back on?
But I'll have to. I don't want to because then I
That
got.
will probably shut the feed down.
It will. That's what I was thinking. Like if I access out, but I think in fact it will. Yeah.
All right, don't. It's my good looks in Kavorka that have probably frozen
A is.
the program. Renee is morphing.
I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know why you guys, because we're clearly. I'm seeing these guys move. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Sadly, just
Yeah, just keep rolling.
That's all. Because if I exit out, I'm just afraid it would shut. But it might not. It might be.
Nobody comes to watch the person talk. We're
Yeah.
it's just because it just adds to it and stuff like that. It's
You
like,
can see it. We're just frozen, but they can still see us. So, all right, let's just go. Okay, so back to. Okay, so now you're making mention that, as far as the compliment to your training.
yeah. And I think like Piper with like being so chaotic and it reminds me a lot like a freestyle battle. Like you could go in one direction and it won't work out. How do you recover from that? And I think that's one thing that attracted me to Piper, that it's not an A then B then C then D system. You know what I mean? It's like whatever. And I love my, so I have to do it like this. I'm like, well, sort of. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, well, if that's what's happening, yeah. But if the guy does this, you can't do that. So then what do I do? Well, then now you got to have to do this. And that's why there's so many of the little pieces that you got to kind of put together and stuff like that. I like it like problem solving,
Yeah, definitely.
And plus you could gooseneck somebody. I love that move. That's
The goose-
like the gooseneck is like the bitch slap of martial arts.
the gooseneck.
Like you just come up from under and just snap your wrist up and rake them with your knuckles.
The gooseneck. Yes, I know you're a huge fan of gooseneck.
And a knuckle rake.
So what's the future hold for you? Like, what future goals? Like, obviously becoming full dog brother, right?
That's really my main goal right now is become full dog. Just for my system, for Cabale Serrata, but really, as an achievement for myself, because I'm not a belt chaser. I'm not a certificate patch collector, like a lot of guys are. Interesting thing, I don't hold any official rank in Cabale Serrata, but because I do what I do, Grandmaster Vincent Cabales has approved of me, and I don't bother him about testing, and I train under him. I ask him that. I don't ask anybody for rank. I don't want that. I don't care. I've kicked the shit out of a bunch of black belts in my lifetime. And it's not me just being like a badass. It's just like a lot of people are black belts who shouldn't be black belts. And I don't think I should be a black belt. I don't think I should be a master or a grandmaster. I'm just a dude who likes to train. I'm a dude who likes to fight, and get tacos after. You know what I mean?
This is on the top.
Yeah. Also, I'm getting a new program where I'm actually going to be teaching older teens in the Bronx, and it's going to be going back to some of the Krav Maga and Muay Thai roots, but I'm also going to be doing Cabale Serrata, and I'm going to be doing palm stick.
Flashlight and palm stick.
Yeah. So I'll be introducing that. No reference to the point or the blade. So I'm going to see how that goes. It's looking like there's a good chance that this very large community center that is in New York City wants to make me the cornerstone of their martial arts teaching.
Oh, that would be excellent.
And I think that would be good because what I want to do is not for me to corner that market, but it's like, oh, you want a Muay Thai program? Well, guess what? I got that guy. Oh, you want BJJ? Guess what? I got a guy. And kind of put my people that I trust and I love and I respect in there. I'm a firm believer that rising tides raise all ships. If you're not successful and we roll together, then I can only be so successful. You understand? And your success should inspire my success and vice versa.
I like it. Yeah.
I think that's important, man. So I'm just looking to see what's that. Looking to have Grandmaster Vincent come back out probably April, May in New York.
So let me know because I would love to come. Not just support, but meet him. I can tell you right now, on the 14th, if you do on that weekend, I'm sorry, the 19th, that weekend, I can't.
Of April?
Of April, yeah.
No, we're looking to do like the second half of April, first half of. We're looking to do it like later than we did last year. We're trying to move around the Easter thing. I don't know, man. I just want to keep learning. I want to keep just seeing what new art sparks me because I've trained a bunch of stuff, but like and I'm not knocking Krav Maga, but the three arts that I always come back to is Muay Thai, Serrata, and Piper. And I'm not knocking out the other system. Maybe there'll be something else that actually no, that's a lie. I like the Sunny Umpad Visayan style because it is so out of my wheelhouse. I love like when I'm playing around with Master J and he's moving around me and I'm like, Jesus, I would not want to be in a blade fight with this guy. Like he's just gonna like I'm like a fat guy in a little jacket. But I don't want to bite off more than I could chew. I don't want to be, a jack of all styles and a master of none. I just want to be good at what I'm good at.
Right. Before you take too much, because that's sometimes I've been guilty of such, like you, not deliberately taking too much on, and before you know it, you're like trying to put your time in all these different things, and it's just a bad scenario. You just, you know what I mean? But I love your nerds and WPM, how you open up with, hey, nerds.
I always loved Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. Nerds. As you saw, as I posted on the WPM pages. Thank you, Master J. I love you, bro. You definitely influenced me in how to move a little bit more elusively. And you remind me that I could always be much more. What's the word I'm looking for? Less brutish, less brawler with my movements, man. I thank you for that. But yeah, no.
Man, I wish I had people say nice things about me, like the way you say nice things about people. I just hurts
You
my
know what,
feelings.
Renee? You
Nobody
got
out there
the
loves me
face,
anymore.
bro. You got two eyes. You got a nose and a mouth like nobody else.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Oh, and by the
You
way,
got 10
since
fingers, last I heard. All right.
since you mentioned it, um, they are making a remake of Revenge of the Nerds with the original cast.
They're probably gonna have to leave the whole rape, stalking shit out of it.
Yeah, that doesn't wash very well.
No,
That
it
didn't
doesn't age
age very,
well.
you know.
Doesn't age well at all. It's like just fast forward to the booger and ogre parts.
Ogre.
But yeah, no, I like to, you know, I
Frozen.
jokingly call the guys in WPM nerds in my videos. Like, so I'm always open up, what's up, nerds? Because I think they put too much stress on what it should be all the time. And they forget it's a system of expression and practice.
Mhm.
And Renee, I'm sure you'll agree with me. Like if I go into like an open or a tribal and I say I'm gonna do X, Y, then Z, and then it's gonna work out. It doesn't.
No, I actually, it's funny you say that because, and I've been mentioning this to like everybody that's been at a gathering with me. There's something I've been trying to do and pull off for the last 10 plus years, and it still hasn't worked out. I've gotten close a couple times, but it hasn't worked out. So, I'm gonna just, I might abandon it, but hopefully one day I can pull it off.
See, but that's different. You're talking about setting something up to pull off. I'm talking about like you're gonna go in there with this, I'm gonna do this technique, A, B, then C, then D, and it's gonna work out for me. It's not.
No,
Then and
no.
I think a lot of guys.
The only time, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
The only time I do that is when I'm teaching and we're sparring, because then it's like I'm going to concentrate on, doing a cross across the face or something like that. That's my goal. I'm just going to defend, but I want to punch him in the face. So
Yeah,
that's I do that for play, or when someone's new, because I want them to understand that just because they're swinging something at me doesn't mean I can't punch them in the face. But when it comes to like a Dog Brothers fight, I don't even think about that. It's
yeah.
just
You're just in
like
the moment, living it.
I just put on my magic hat, the one that, my my hundred
Oh,
year old fencing mask, and I go for it.
Yeah.
I think I'm asked the accordion. Hey guys, we got a few minutes because at 9 I got to go pick up. So Nick, just in conclusion, any like to the community, final thoughts, things maybe you would like to see change for the better.
Yeah,
Uh,
stop being a bunch of keyboard warriors. Stop being a bunch of wet blankets and critics. Know what kind of martial artist you are. Are you a fighter? Are you a teacher? Are you a practicer? And just stay your lane, man. Stop taking the fun out of everything. Stop being a dick. It's like that simple. Like, stop being a dick. All martial artists, right? Like,
and are you hearing this?
and if you think you bad, I tell you now, go to the Hunts Point train station on Southern Boulevard and Third Avenue. Go there Friday night, 8 o'clock. Show everybody how big and bad you are. You come out without a scratch, you can pop as much shit as you want. Otherwise, shut up. All right, and just be cool with other people. And if you can't be cool, just keep your mouth shut, man. Like if you have something to say, just say it to them. Don't make a spectacle out of it. Um, per se, I mean, sometimes it comes to it, and people beg for to be made a target. And okay, fine, I'm your Huckleberry. But remember, have fun with martial arts, man. Just have fun training and
Be fun, right?
yeah.
Besides,
And definitely, I promise you this: if you train and listen to either Nick Marv or the Rolling Stones, your skill will increase. You will move faster. You will be more efficient. You will hit harder. Hell, you'll even look better.
Look
Okay.
at some of the people that've been, giving Dean props lately on his feed too, right? You had Steven Seagal. Who else? Who else did you have?
they all were complimenting on Marshall Matt, but they had an issue with the other guy.
I don't know what to say. Oh, hey, and by the way, I just because I just saw Eric jump on, Eric O'Brien. Congrats on your win. That was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. Got
Nice.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, he came in. He got his gold medal for the interpretive dance thing he joined, so that's really awesome.
Awesome. I'm going for my
Yeah.
gold medal in Hungarian basket weaving.
Basket weaving. I would love to hear.
Hungarian basket weaving.
Oh my God, not just basket.
Is that when you weave the hairs of your nether region?
No.
Never mind.
That's a
Oh, my.
merkin.
But Nick, thank you for coming on. Is glad to highlight you. Always a pleasure. I want to personally thank you for everything you're doing for WPM and all the help that you've been doing to support. I'm really grateful that you're still involved in there. Yeah.
No, I appreciate somebody like you saw something in me, and took a chance on me, and even Renee, I appreciate you, bro, because you know, even just being part of the tribe when even when I got hurt and stuff like that, like you reached out and
Well,
there was any
listen, man. Like, this is no joke to me. Like, you and I are brothers. We may have not met and shook hands, but you and I are brothers. That's just the way it is.
yeah, no, the tribe is real, man, and I'm just thankful people will listen to me. Thank you, Brian. And if you don't like what I have to say, guess what? Turn the volume down, change it. I'm cool, right?
Actually, I have one better. If you don't like what Nick has, I have a coupon code in my pocket here. Hold on. It's right here. That's what.
If you act now, right, you get one, you get two more for free.
Yeah.
All right. Post was not
Let's
approved
put our heads together again on that.
by the Marshall Matt podcast. That was
Thank you, everybody.
Oh man.
yeah. But hey, Nick, thanks again. But looks like I'm going to see you in a couple days.
Yeah,
Another
I'll see you on
podcast.
Monday.
Yes,
Piper
guys. Awesome.
Appreciate
But,
it,
all
man.
right,
Renee, Dean, peace. Hang tight. Love you guys. Be good.
you take care. Thank you. That wraps up. And I'm sorry, folks, that we're frozen. I cannot explain.
Oh no, we're not frozen.
We're not?
Yeah, we are.
That's so weird that me and you each other move, but yet the audience sees us as frozen. That I don't understand. I'm gonna have to look
But
into.
at least you look cool. Like you
Yeah,
have this you have the praying hands.
yeah.
Nick looks like he farted and he's not sure what if something actually came out. And I look like I'm about to go out to a different dimension.
Thank you, Elric, and I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I got to figure out why. I don't understand that. In other words, in the past when it's frozen, like I actually see I'm as frozen as well on my end, but now it's just audience. So I'm gonna have to look into that. See what's maybe it's just uh, tonight's glitch.
Maybe it will unfreeze when you post it after.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But at any rate, a pleasure as always. We'll be in touch. Let me know what you got next Wednesday. If not, I'll try to dig somebody up.
I'm working on getting my friend Pascal out of Paris. He's a cop. He was part of a special unit out there.
I'd be
The world's gone so crazy, and I think a person like him is
I would love to hear somebody's take from over there, like what's going on. That could
like
perhaps
I've been speaking to a few Euro police officers, friends of mine, some in Spain as well, who I think would be awesome to have on.
no, I would love to. Yeah, just what they're going through with the current situation. That cannot be an easy job. Yeah,
Shit,
so
look what happened in Canada today. Today, my heart goes out to all their families. I just can't believe that actually happened.
what was it? I heard there was a shooting, but what?
Yeah, it was a mass shooting. Somebody went into a school and shot 9 kids and a teacher, and killed themselves.
Jesus. And of course they kill themselves. Yeah, I know. That's what happened here in Newtown, Connecticut, right? That in 2012 when that guy went in there, horrible, just absolute. I mean, the quintessential evil, just horrible, horrible. You know what I mean? Anyway, all right, man. Well, I'll be in touch. The next time when you come back on, if you could do that switching, I really enjoyed that. You know. And now you're putting the frozen. You're not frozen for next. Nice try. You could do that switching on again. I would
Dude,
really
I'm telling
enjoy
you,
it. Yeah.
there's a few times I was doing it when I could see it looking at me, and I was just dying of laughter.
I'm like, this son of a. All right. Awesome. Be
All
in
right,
touch.
all right.
Bye.
Thanks, Dean.
All right, that wraps up 36. We'll know, as always, we'll be posting FMA discussion who's coming on next, whether it be FMA discussion on Marshall Med. Thanks for all those who jumped in. Again, apologies for the video aspect tonight. No rhyme or reason, but I will be looking into it. Until next time, folks.